While you're dialing, I'll go ahead and call this meeting back to order. And 3 o'clock, Julie's Period Centennial Insurance Mako PCT Annual Renewal.
Hi there, this is Shannon. Okay, I'll put you on speaker, hold on. Can you hear us?
Yes.
Hi, Shannon.
Hi, Shannon.
Hi, how are you doing? Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. All right, and so who do you have on the call?
Shannon, this is Julie with Centennial Insurance. We have Laura, Mike, and Daryl, and Ann.
And Nicole Brown.
And Nicole Brown.
Okay. All right, well, first of all, I want to say thank you for working with us on this whole crazy world we're living in right now and having to do these calls via conference call. It seems like all the counties were kind of doing things differently. Some of them are meeting regularly as they had in the past, and some are, one commissioner's in the building and the others are calling in, and some were all calling in. So we had to make a decision to do something that would be consistent with everyone. So that's why we're doing the conference calls. So thank you for your patience on that. I did try to make the packet as simple as possible, and I put page numbers on it so it's a little easier to follow along. So if you have any questions, feel free just to jump in and interrupt me as I'm going through the packet, okay?
Thank you. Yes.
All right. So we'll start on page 1 of the agenda, and I'm just going to give you a little overview of the unfavorable market that we're dealing with right now as far as insurance goes on the excess and reinsurance levels especially. We have had some major bad luck with claims over the last year. For wind and hailstorms, obviously you guys are aware of the amount of damage that went through one storm was over $2 million with all the 4 counties that were involved in that one storm. So that didn't play well with our excess carriers. And on top of it, on a nationwide level, the insurance market is definitely hardening. And so everybody across the U.S. is seeing increases across the board. On the liability side, we've had some really bad luck with wrongful incarceration claims. I'm sure you're aware there were 2 men that spent 23 years in prison for the kidnapping and murder of a woman and were later exonerated in the prison. They have filed claims, and because there's 3 counties involved, it's become quite costly. The kidnapping happened in Jefferson County, the murder happened in Wilson Park County, and because of where these men were living at the time, there was a large part of the investigation that happened in Valley County. So you have the 2 men in 3 counties. We ended up with 6 different law enforcement claims on that. They were filed in federal court, and the court limits do not apply. So these are really, really driving out not only our rates, but also the ability to secure reinsurance on, at an affordable rate. So we did see a lot of increases on the excess level. The liability side, we went out to market, and we had several companies that actually chose not to give us a quote for coverage. They were a little nervous about the wrongful incarceration claims out there. We had one company that did give us a quote. It was a very large increase with much higher retention levels for the self-insured portion, and they also would want us to adopt their policy form with no changes to it. So what we were supposed to do was renew with the current carrier, and that is Brit, and along with that came some other contingencies as well. They did increase our liability reinsurance premium deductible by $250,000. So the self-insured is $500,000 for each liability claim. And then there's a corridor deductible of an additional $250,000 that the pool pays out of their pocket before the reinsurance carrier steps in. And was only, and they did increase that to $500,000.
You still there, Shannon?
Is the phone still on?
Mhm.
Hey Shannon, can you hear us?
Is it not working at all?
Maybe try the other phone.
Here's a signal now.
Do we have any public comment, Nicole?
No, ma'am.
All right.
Okay. Are you there, Shannon? Are you still there? Okay, hold on.
Our normal office hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
All right.
Samsung extension 500. One moment, please.
Thank you, Bert.
I didn't like what she was telling me yesterday. I don't want her to think that we hung up on her.
Yeah.
So take that.
No.
All right. That's not working. Whatever reason, beginning of the conference when it rolls over to something else. Let's try this. Hello. Is this Shannon? Okay, let's try this again, okay? Yeah, okay, sounds good.
Sorry about that. Not sure what was going on there.
Welcome back.
Okay, well, I'm not sure where I got cut off at, for sure. I was talking about the liability reinsurance and the rate increase that we received there.
Yes.
Okay, so we did get a 40% increase in the rate, as well as a $250,000 corridor deductible increase. So, that means that the pool is now taking on $1 million as the first liability claim for the year instead of the 500. So, that was unfavorable. And then, of course, the property rate that we received as a pool, the increase, there was a 30% in the property overall, and then on the buildings and contents, we did see a 50%. Unfortunately, they also added a 2% co-insurance to each building for wind and hail. So that is a direct result of our increased hail losses. The boiler machinery saw a 20% increase. Fidelity Crime saw 10%. And then the cyber liability, we've had that in place since 2013, and we've not had a single claim. And just because of the insurance market across the U.S., we still saw a 35% increase in that, unfortunately. So, along with all these increases and the large claims for the wrongful incarceration, unfortunately, the pool was only able to absorb a certain amount of those, of the increases. So some of them were passed directly through. It's not like everybody received a 40% increase on the liability, but it did increase for everyone across. So if you turn to page 2 of your package, you'll see the loss ratios for the entire pool. And you can tell, especially in the 18-19 year, we have a 215% loss ratio. So on the liability side, and that's just, there's no other way to put that other than the fact that we do not have enough money to pay the claim. We haven't collected enough. We move to the next page, the renewal comparison, Broadwater County, 3. So the first 3 lines are your TIV, that's the total inventory value. The recent contents, the replacement value building contents, we did have a 1.5% inflationary factor put onto the replacement value building only. The vehicles TIV, you have a 33% increase in your values there. So that's directly affecting your property premium, the contribution below. And so obviously if you have more values on the property schedule, then there's going to be more premium charged for that rate. We only had a 10% increase on the vehicle rate that was passed down to the county. So, and these are preliminary numbers. You definitely want to take a look at those steps again, within the next couple of weeks and make sure that there's not anything that, either on there as a duplicate or, maybe overvalued on the schedule, those types of things. So down below, the 3 below, the property contribution, you guys have seen about a 33% increase there. Again, that's a little bit due to the rate increase on the building content, but a lot of that is coming in from your vehicle value schedule. Liability contribution, so there's a pass-through, from the increases that we had, but it's also individually rated for Broadwater County losses. So we take 3 years of a loss history on the liability side, and you have an experience rate loss factor on the liability only. We don't do that on the property side, only on the liability. And then the administrative costs, those are made up of the agent commission and the operational expenses. we've gone through quite a few changes at Mako, and, you know, one of them we'll talk about a little bit further to get into this is the workers' compensation pool, no longer moving forward as of July 1. So part of that, we had a pretty large reduction in force, and so our Mako operational expenses actually decreased. So the administrative costs went down. So the overhead on the operational side is at 15% of the net premium, which when you look at that compared to any commercial carrier, it's fairly low. So overall, we grew up 33.5% increase. We've seen everybody this year from anywhere from 20 to 40%. And it's, like I said, it's some of it is the rate increases that we have no control over, and then also your increases in your property schedule. So again, I would definitely have you make sure you go back and look at those and make sure everything's valued correctly so you're not over-insuring or paying premium on things that you don't want. And then on the bill thing, just because you guys have had, you had that large loss and then put things, I don't think you had any total losses, so it shouldn't have affected any of your replacement value costs, but you do want to just make sure you're taking a look at those and reviewing them closely again. Any questions?
No, not for me.
So the next page 4, each of the loss ratios just for Broadwater County for the last 5 years. You can tell this is that 18-19 year, you said a loss ratio of 321% on the liability side. So that's definitely played into your increase on the liability contribution there. And then, down below, you're not seeing in these, the properties down below, you're not seeing the recent property loss that you had, because that's in our current year, 1920. So those are still up till next year. But the good thing is that we do not experience rates on property losses. So we know that you can't really go in there and try to control your property losses. You can't control that elsewhere, obviously. The next couple pages are the individual claims that are making up those totals.
Hey, Shannon,
Miss-
will
Yes.
you get into this in the next couple of pages, but the 321% liability loss ratio? Will you be getting into that in the next few pages? Should I just hold my question?
Yeah,
Okay.
so if you go to page 5, you'll see the individual losses that are making up that total.
Okay, thank you.
That's what we're gonna do right there. You'll see those where they're at. I'm assuming you're aware of most of these claims, all of these claims. I don't think there's any surprises there. And of course, the law enforcement stuff, again, it's where we're seeing the losses in all the counties. It doesn't matter if they're small or large, we're continuing to see those, and that's where we're trying to focus our risk management portions on and our resources there. Does that help? Does that better explain, Laura?
It does. Thanks, Shannon.
Okay, so if I can have you go back to the page 1 on the agenda, we'll review items 4, 5, and 6. This is the liability coverage document. That's usually where I explain the changes to the manuscript liability policy that we write for the pool. We've had that in place for 30 years, and unfortunately, due to the hard market, the reinsurers would only give us a liability quote if we agreed to use their form for liability coverage. So we'll have an entirely new policy. We're in the process of reviewing that right now, and should have that out to the county around the 1st of June. We do not anticipate any coverage going away, so it's not taking any coverage away from you at all. It's going to be a little bit more difficult to interpret the policy. It's going to be insurance for us versus our.
Shannon?
Hello, Shannon, are you there? Go, Shannon. Okay, I don't know why we keep losing you, but we will, no. Oh, right, okay. All right, hold on, let me put you on speaker again. Okay, are you there?
Yes.
Okay.
So the liability coverage document will be changing, but it won't be taking any coverage away. The property coverage document has not, there won't be any policy language changes there to go with. And then the property appraisal. So we will be going through another round of appraisals that we will be providing for the county. We'll be doing a 3-year cycle again, and I believe our county is on that initial cycle. So, actually, I should confirm that before I do that, but we, we did the 3 years, about 10 years ago. So the western part of the state is being done first, and then it will go to the middle part, because theirs are the oldest right now. So those will be starting here shortly in the next few weeks. So now if you go to page 7 of the packet, the risk management page, just talks about a lot of the value-added services that we have. We did have some reduction in force, as I said earlier, but we were able to hold on to our public safety risk manager, that's Dan O'Malley. He's working with law enforcement to try to mitigate and bring down those losses that we continue to have. And the trust did fund a law enforcement policy and procedures program that's called Lexapol. And there are 13 counties that are in this right now, going through the process of implementing all of this, and it was MSPOA working with them, and there are counties from very small to very large that are involved in the first 13, and MSPOA is the one that gave us, they kind of put together a working committee on who would have the time and ability to start the implementation process first. So we've had really good feedback on that, and the trustees did agree to fund that for 3 years at least, until we can, make sure that everybody's going to buy in on that, and hopefully will allow the law enforcement agencies to have some continuity between the policies and procedures from one county to the next. Immobilized animal collision avoidance, that's just some more programs that we've been doing through a grant program to help with the law enforcement vehicles, the rear end and the auto liability claims, and then also getting animals out of the road. They do have more exposure. The internal controls training, we will still be doing that. We did to those last fall. We had a great turnout. This is your fraud prevention and those types of trainings, and we had a good turnout, good positive feedback on that. We have scheduled another 6 of those this April and May. Unfortunately, due to the pandemic, we have postponed those. So we'll be letting you know when we're going to be doing those, we can do that. The visual trainings, we are going to try to be doing those a little bit in conjunction with the district meetings, just to kind of cut down on some travel costs and things like that. So that, we're going to have somebody going to the meetings that should help with that. Those are tentatively scheduled for June 22nd to the 26th. Hopefully, we will be able to still have those. That's kind of up in the air right now, but we're moving forward with the planning of those right now. The Human Resource Assistance and Guidance on Local Government Law, again, this is Mackenzie McCarthy. She's there to help you. Call her before, you have questions, employment issues, those types of things, just to try to help manage your risk on claims for employment. And we do still contract with the Community Independent Care of Boy, and we're working on some updates to the facility users guidelines, appointments, good COVID-19, what do we do, with counties that are, other people or other groups are using the county facilities. So, right now, it's a matter of telling them to try to, you have to follow the governor's directives and then also the local county health public officials, decide what their guidance is. And then we are still providing these special event programs with the SFA guide, the agents have access to that. So when there's county or other non-county groups or small nonprofits or families that want to utilize county facilities for weddings or craft shows, those types of things, this subsidizes these programs for them to access a special event policy, so that there's not as much risk that is put onto the county. It actually goes away to those policies, so that will help the counties as well. The next page is the renewal acknowledgement form. Page 8, you're just signing off on this thing that you reviewed your property schedule. So we have to kind of tell everybody it's so important to review those every year. Make sure that you're not missing anything. Make sure you're not over-insuring or double insuring. You don't want to have a vehicle that's on there twice. Those types of things. Any questions so far? Okay, we'll move on to the last, I'm moving kind of quickly just because of the connection issues and everything, and I know this is difficult, but, the work comp, application type. So at the membership meeting, there was, a program that was introduced. It was brought to Tomato, from state funds, and basically, what's happened is that the state funds put together this program. They brought it to us in an effort to try to keep the Mako counties together in one group and offer some incentives to them. And so it really was, it was a hard decision for the trustees, but it was also kind of a no-brainer. I mean, we really didn't have a choice. If they're going to have this program where it's saving counties thousands of dollars, we have to try to support this. So the trustees did make a decision to, as of July 1st, 2020, they will no longer be issuing work comp policies. The trust was created in 1985. That's when there was no competition. There was nowhere else for the county to go for work comp coverage. And now that's not so much the case. We'll be able to still keep the trust intact, and maybe in the future things change and we are, we start it up again. For now, this is pretty much the only option that we have in an effort to try to keep the Montana counties together. So this agreement is, and this is totally up to you. You have an option to go to another carrier. You have an option to go to the state fund without this group. The difference here is that you have, joining the safety group, you get the lower rates from state funds. You have a policy that's actually written to Broadwater County from state funds. And then you have access to their dividend program, which everybody that is a policyholder has. And then also you have access only within this group. Are you able to earn an additional retroactive payment on your premium? So that is something that is only if you're in this group. There's in this agreement that does show that this is part of this group, that if you get that retroactive payment on top of your reduction and your dividend things that you're eligible for, that they would pay 5% to the Mako program, and that is where we will still be involved with the risk management aspects, the lobbying efforts, all of those types of things. It's not going to be amount to a lot of money if you do not get to that. If you, for some reason, don't qualify that year, you do not pay anything. So it's only if you qualify for that second additional return. And it's my understanding that I'm just kind of telling you about it here today. This is, like I said, a way to keep the counties together under the Mako umbrella. So Kevin McCutcheon is your current, with Payne Life is your current agent, and so he is going to be getting a hold of you and getting with you on the quote, and if you choose to go with the Maple program, then you'll find this form as well. So, any questions?
Shannon, if we go to state fund with Payne West instead of sites, are we still with the county's group?
So, Sites has been in negotiations and talks with Payne West. So they've agreed to work with Payne West on this. So the whole idea of why Sites put this program together, they developed this program with state funds. They brought it to us. And part of it is that they will share, there's a commission sharing portion of it, where they're paying Maple a little bit of the commission part of it in return for our assistance with the program itself on the administration side. So if you go with stay with your current agent with Payne West, that's fine. If you want to come into this program, you can still work with Payne West, but you do need to sign this form. So that's the difference there. And so when Kevin presents the renewal rates and everything, if you have questions, you can, we were trying to get this all together so it works, to be on the same call in the same meeting. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get all those quotes together quite in time when I had to start this process. So yes, the answer to your question is yes, you are able to join this group and choose Kevin as your local agent.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, and so I don't have the exact quote, but I do know the initial text message, the quoting process that we went through with state fund and all this, is that I believe it looks like you guys were about a 40% savings on this. So going into this group does save you what unfortunately we're experiencing on the increase side on the property and casualty. Any other questions?
I have one on the liability on page 5. So, looking in the first box, on the top, the liability part, can you explain what the status of open and closed is, and also what the total incurred, total paid, and outstanding? How does all that work?
Okay, so the status, when it's closed, that means it's finalized. It's either been settled or it was, maybe there wasn't any court, it was just a matter that the insured motor grader operator who know and damaged the fence. So basically what happened is it cost $8,200 to fix that fence. So there's nothing else going on with that, it's closed. The ones that are open are still ongoing, either in litigation, they're either going to go to court or they're in mediation, those types of things. So sometimes you'll see some that are open and there's only, like the one that's down 8 lines, the $360 that's been paid out. That is, sometimes that's the legal fees and we don't know where it's going and, it could very well go away. The total paid is what has actually been paid out. The total incurred is the reserved amount, which is what it's looking like it's going to cost. So the reserving method takes lifetime claims that we've had with the county, and it uses kind of an averaging base. We're pretty good about making sure that we're reserving at an adequate level, because if we reserve them too high, then it looks bad to our reinsurers and they want to charge us more. They have to be that. So it has to be adequate on that. Yeah, we don't want to be too conservative either, because then we're not, our books don't look right. We're not collecting enough to cover those if we reserved it for $20,000 and it, ended up costing $200,000. So we try to be as close as possible on the reserving, and that's the total incurred. So the outstanding is just the reserved amount minus what's already been paid.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Unfortunately, this has not been a very fun time for me. It's been very rough this year. So many of these things were out of our control. You know, we tried to get different carriers to come in and give us better prices, but it's what we're seeing across the U.S. As I said before, you know, as I talked with a lot of county schools throughout the U.S. and what they're going through and dealing with, how's it affecting you, and we've had some schools, one school, a county school, that they had $100,000 retention on the property side, and they ended up going to $1 million. They didn't have a choice. They went to self-insure $1 million on their property. So we're fortunate in the sense that we're not getting, you know, that bad of increases, but yet we are still feeling the pain.
But it is what it is. I mean, it's not you guys, it's the world we live in.
Yes, unfortunately it is. Any other questions?
Not from me. Any questions from the public, Nicole? No. All right. Anyone else? No. Well, thanks, Shannon.
Okay.
Thank you,
Well, thank
Shannon.
you for doing this on the conference call, and hopefully we can all start getting back to normal here soon.
The new normal, whatever that is.
Yes, yes. So any questions, feel free to let me or Julie know, and we'll get them answered, okay?
Thank you.
Thanks,
Okay,
Shannon.
thank you.
Well, thanks, Julie.
You're welcome. Do you want me to resend the schedules or anything to you? I mean,
Please. I think it would be good for us after this call to have that and to review it.
sure.
And then, you would like us to sign?
Yes, please.
Okay,
Then you can sign mine.
all right. We should have a vote, in order to do that. And it's the one on page 8. Acknowledgement form.
So,
You'd like us to sign both, right?
Well, the work comp, I guess that depends what you guys are going to do on that. So you might wait on that one.
we're still
All right.
waiting for
Yeah.
Kevin right here on that.
Yeah. So we do need the PCT, which is page 8.
All right, I guess I'll move and sign the 2020 to 2021 PCT renewal. I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to sign the 20 to 21 PCT renewal for scheduled property. Any comments from the public? All right, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
And then Julie, Shannon mentioned it to look at, make sure to have no duplications of certain things. right?
Yes, on the schedules.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Oops. There you go.
Thank you very much. Any other questions or anything from me?
No, I just appreciate very much that every time I call or email you, you are back like that with facts. So thank you.
Yeah.
That's why I'm there. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Julie.
Appreciate it.
So I have that letter if you guys are interested. I just took out the bottom paragraph where I had made that mistake.
You want to sign it?
Yeah, if you guys are good with it.
Yeah.
All right. And I'll just staple that one to all those other documents and send it to her. Thank you. All right, anything else for the good of the order? Any public comment to end the day? All right. Oh, one question I want to ask you guys is we have this policy that we have done at the beginning of every year. So this is the Broadwater County Commission meeting agenda and open meeting policy, and then behind it is the Broadwater County Public Process Policy. So one of the things that this says is anything that we receive to be read into the record must have a person's name attached, name and address. When we have this forum with people typing in their comments, we have some folks that don't provide their name. How do you guys want to handle that in this practice? Do we require that in order to read your comment into the public record, if they're here in person, they would state their name for the record? If they write a letter or an email, we require they have their name for the record. Should we require those watching online and typing in comments to also state their name for the record?
I guess some of those, they were just usernames, weren't they?
Correct.
Yeah.
And with a facilitator, we could ask Nicole to respond to them, to have your comment read into the public record. Please provide your name.
Right. I mean, that's right. If they were here standing at the podium, they would be required to do the name. So yes, I think they do need to have to give their name for a podium.
I agree. If we're using that for our official recording, then that should be, they should have their name in.
Yeah.
The other thing is, somehow we need to tell them, like at the disclosure statement at the beginning, no side if you want to have a side conversation, go on your phone with the guy. We don't need Craig Burns and listener 13 talking to each other, and then we read that into our public comment all the time.
Right, because if they were here having a sideline conversation, we would ask them to take that out in the hall. So, okay, so maybe we can work on some verbiage and provide that to Nicole before the next meeting. And is there a way for you to provide that as the first comment for everyone?
Sure.
Okay. And maybe also put it on the agenda on the website. Okay.
So you could be the censorship person.
I don't know, I wasn't looking at it as a power, I was looking at it as a red letter A.
The responsibility.
All right, anything else? We're adjourned. It is 3:45. 15 minutes to Board of
So
Health.
we get a 15-minute break, huh?
That's right.
Yeah.